It's time to learn how to set widths and heights for our elements now. In this chapter, we'll use this connect card design and some variations of the same to learn all the layout related utility classes in Tailwind. Let's start with the HTML file connectcard.html. You can find this in the branch 0201b. I have opened this in the browser too. The body is empty, so let's start with a single div. Let's say div, and let me add some text into this and some background color so we can see it. So let's add a background, BG Indigo 500, and we'll refresh. By default, this div occupies 100% viewport width and auto height based on the content within. Let's change this using the width and height utility classes in Tailwind. The width utility classes start with W, usually followed by a number. You can see suggestions for a lot of numbers here, 0.51, and then there's 2, 3, 4. Of course, you will see even some letters like 2XS, 2XL. You can even use names if you wish, but actually you can use any number here. So let's add a number like 20. We'll see what this gives. So you see a card of this size. What exactly does this mean? W20 means 5 rem. So any number that you add here, you can divide it by 4 to calculate what it means in rems. Or if you usually calculate in pixels, if that's what you're comfortable for, you can multiply this number by 4. So W20 here will mean 80 pixels. So this div now is 80 pixels wide. For our connect card, we might need about, let's say, 300 pixels. So to calculate that number, divide by 4 to get 75. So you can say W75. Of course, you don't have to do all these calculations always. You can try a particular number and tweak it. Since we are anyway doing this in HTML, we don't have to switch to the CSS file back and forth. We can quickly use some numbers and see what looks right. Until version 3, you were able to use only some suggested numbers, but version 4 onwards, though this is not suggested by the IntelliSense plugin, you can still use it and it works. Same works for the height also. You can add something like h25, and now this takes up 100 pixels. Let me refresh. There you see. Now, if you're wondering how to get 2 pixels or something, you can use decimals too. So you can say W0.5. So that would be 2 pixels wide. If you can see it. Yeah, there you can see. And single pixel can even be 0.25. But since that's very difficult to read and understand, there's WPX available and HPX as well, which means a single pixel. All right, let me change this back to W75. And I will remove the height utility class because we would like it to be auto-calculated. Now, if you don't want to do these calculations at all, if you want 75 here to mean exactly 75 pixels, I'll show you how to do that configuration in a later chapter. Alright, so these are fixed widths and heights. If you need percentage sizes relative to the parent, you can use fractions. So W1/2 here sets half width. So that would be, half into 100, so which is 50%. You can use 1/4, you can use 3/5. You can really use any fraction here that you wish to. You can use W full, which is anyway the default. If you need it for something, you can use W full for 100%. And if you like to use the viewport units, let's say you want this div to occupy the entire page, you can say W screen and H screen. This will set the width to 100% viewport width units, as you can see here, and the height to 100% viewport height. Now, there are newer viewport units in CSS like SVH, LVH, and DVH, especially for mobile layouts, for mobile phones, where you will sometimes see a bar at the top or the bottom, so you can use dynamic viewport heights like so. DVH, SVH, and LVH are also available. Now, once again, let me remove this and set this back to 75. Now, let me add this avatar image here instead of the text. So, image src, it's available in the images folder, avatar.png. Now, to size this image using the width utilities, I will add something like W12. Let's see what this gives me. Okay, this is quite small, so let me change this to W16. Alright, that looks better. I need a square image, so I'll also add H16. Now, obviously, the image is a little stretched. That's not what we need. You can change this behavior with one single utility class called object cover. So what this does is this simply uses the CSS property object fit with value as cover. That means a part of the image might get cropped. Like you see, the top and the bottom part might get cropped, but the aspect ratio of the image is maintained. You can even change the image position here. If the top part of the image is really important for you, you can use the class object top to make sure that the top part is visible, or you can use object bottom. And in case your image was wider than the square, then you can use object left and object right to see which part of the image you'd like to show. Object center is obviously the default. Alright, there's another way you can achieve a square dimension in Tailwind CSS. Instead of using two separate utility classes, you could say size 16. So that will set both the width and the height at the same time to the same number that you use. Okay, now we want this image to be a circle, so let's use the rounded full utility class we saw in the previous chapter to make this a circle. And let's also add a border, a slightly white border that is of 1 pixel. Border white. Let's see. Yeah, this is what we need, and it's perfect. Let's see how to add some spacing in the next video.